I was recently approached by a local business owner who wanted to share with me that very recently three of his office managers had an encounter with a former employee that they had not had contact with for about maybe over a year. Now by now this owner has actually sent probably all his office management staff through my conflict de-escalation training workshops, and he was really impressed with how three of his office people handled the situation. And he wanted me to review the security video, which has audio, to see if there's anything else that could have been done different. I got to tell you, after watching this video, which is about 35 minutes long, these guys handled the situation textbook perfect. They maintained an awareness of their body language, their tone of voice, what was said, how it was said, and they were engaged in the moment, active, reflective listening. They maintained good body posture, non-aggressive, non-hostile looking body posture. They maintained a good reactionary gap with this subject. Seriously, textbook. The video begins with this former employee showing up at the office. He's able to enter the main door, but he's not able to have access to the rest of the building unless he gets buzzed in. Well, you can tell he's angry in the few moments that he's waiting there. He's pacing, he's banging on things, knocking things, rapping on things. You can tell he's agitated. The first of the office managers comes out and talks to him, and this former employee just begins to vent. He just begins to complain, whine, and cry, demand money, demand back pay, demand his job back. Just rude and obnoxious. That first office manager just lets this guy vent. Perfect, just let him vent. Don't become argumentative, don't be contradictory, just let the guy vent. When he did have a chance to speak, he used a slow tone, a soft tone of voice, calm, tried to suggest some suggestions, some possible solutions, some options. Otherwise, did not try to become confrontational in any way. And this former employee continues the vent. Between 5 and 10 minutes of this, another office manager comes into view, and again maintains a very calm, non-aggressive, non-hostile look, a low tone of voice, calm tone of voice. Lets this guy vent some more, offers some solutions and possible resolutions, ideas for resolution. Nothing's working. After about another 10 minutes or so, the third and final office manager comes into view. Now, mind you, one of the things I emphasize in my conflict de-escalation training workshops and seminars is for people to learn how to work together. The other two guys who were there when the third office manager came into view did not try to retake control of the situation or the conversation. They just sat back, maintained an overwatch view of the situation, make sure no one got hurt, that nothing went sideways, and they stayed out of the way while the third office manager came and now made contact with this former employee who by now had vented all that he was going to vent about. He was still angry, still agitated, but nowhere near the intensity level that he was at when the video first begins. So after a few moments, this last office manager offers some solutions, and this individual, this former employee, makes a decision on his own to leave on his own. What a win-win situation. No one got hurt and nothing got broken. As he walked out in a huff and a puff, he snatched the sign off the wall claiming it was his. But you know what? Again, no one got hurt, nothing got broken. Textbook example of how to handle a potential volatile situation and keep it from becoming a violent critical incident. And a lot of credit was given to me and my team on the realism, on the realistic dynamic scenarios that I put a heavy emphasis on in my training seminars. You cannot learn how to handle situations like this. You cannot learn how to work as a team from just reading a manual or watching a how-to video. You have to go through it. You have to go through some type of scenario training, and this is a picture-perfect example of how it can be done and what you can learn and benefit from dynamic, realistic scenario training. And I am going to be allowed to use some excerpts from this security video for my future conflict de-escalation training seminars. I'm not going to do anything for YouTube at this time, but I'm going to be able to show an example of what to do right. and how it can be done, and to emphasize that I'm not just sharing stories and making things up from my years of experience as a police officer, road patrol officer. This stuff really works. As long as you maintain an awareness of your body language, your tone of voice, and you're actively engaged in the moment, you are more likely than not going to be able to influence and affect a situation, a person's behavior, and de-escalate it than not. So I hope I see you at our next conflict de-escalation training seminar. We're going to have a blast. I promise you're going to get more out of it than just sitting through a lecture or watching a how-to video. We're going to have fun.